My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. Do you know you are my very best friends?
Hello my little comic book ponies, I'm Critical Analysis and I just finished reading My Little Pony Friends Forever number 22. Before we begin, I read the comic's description on the Comixology store while dealing with some technical difficulties. And that description made me excited because it reminded me of when Pinkie Pie teamed up with Luna all the way back in Friends Forever number 7. But then I saw a few things that bugged me. The first was the price. Normally, Friends Forever comics sell for $1.99, but this one was marked up to $3.99, which is the price of a regular My Little Pony comic. This was a bit concerning. And then I saw a name whose art I dislike, Jay Fosgett. He's been the artist of a few other MLP comics, including Friends Forever number 11 and 18, and my least favorite comic, Main Series number 29. I do not like his art. Suffice to say, my excitement greatly diminished, and then I read it. What was my opinion after that? Well, let me first tell you its story, spoiling it for you. But let's begin with the cover, which I can immediately tell is not a Fosgett. And it's definitely eye-catching. You have the great and powerful Celestia about to put on a show with her cape full of ingredients while Pinkie Pie is that supposed to be a skin-tight blue leather chef's attire? If that's the case, why does she have a wrench in her hand? This comic has Pinkie Pie written all over it. We start with a page that is actually incredibly pointless. Pinkie Pie and Twilight riding on a train wondering why Celestia summoned them. On the very next page, they're sitting in front of Celestia herself, who is sitting in her throne in a way that would make Lyra jealous. It turns out that Celestia is throwing Luna a birthday party. She needs Twilight to make a speech about Luna and Pinkie Pie to make a cake. But not just any cake, something fun, exciting, and grand, yet elegant and befitting of equestrian royalty. Pinkie Pie is escorted to the royal kitchen where she meets Chef Chase Palomino, who escorts her to her station and the pantry. Pinkie Pie begins cooking up a storm until Celestia shows up and Pinkie clams up so tightly that she stretches herself out and deflates into Pinkamena. Celestia checks in on her and Pinkie breaks down telling her the truth, that she is afraid that she can't fulfill Celestia's request. Celestia then submits that it was her fault for putting such a high expectation on Pinkie Pie. She did this because even after everything that has happened, even after the first summer's solstice with Luna, she can't help but look at the moon and still feel the pain of what she did. She wanted a cake that conveyed that she wanted to move on with her sister. That's when Pinkie Pie became inspired and began making a cake alongside her assistant chef, Celestia. So they cooked up a storm together. Then we instantly cut to the middle of the ceremony where Twilight finishes her speech and Pinkie brings out the cake. Luna takes one look at a slice of the marble cake and realizes Celestia's feelings and thanks her for it. Then Twilight congratulates Pinkie Pie and that's it. It abruptly ends. When I read this comic this morning, the artwork made me furious. I have calmed down a lot since then, so I don't hate it like I did then. It's grown on me a little bit, but not enough for me to get over certain things. The main problem with the art is that the ponies look like they have big heads with small muzzles on small bodies. Celestia was the biggest victim to the art. Anytime Celestia didn't look good, she looked awful. Sometimes it looked like a swan with pony legs, and other times it was hard to see what was what. It's a bit off-putting. The story, however, is pretty good. Seeing Pinkie struggle and then break down, and then seeing Celestia's breakdown concerning the pain that she still carries from her past, and then seeing Luna cry at her sister's efforts. The weakest parts of the story really were the first page and the abrupt ending after 2 panels after we see Luna's reaction. It felt like we had no time to come down from the climax at all. However, I have one big point of contention that I mentioned earlier. The price. This comic was as standard as the other Friends Forever stories that were sold for $1.99. But now they're charging $3.99 for it? I tried to find a reason, but I wasn't successful. I'm worried that this is going to be the new standard for such a bite-sized comic. But despite my complaints, I must admit that my immediate impression was the wrong impression. It's one of the pitfalls of trying to make a video the day of a comic's release. Honestly, Friends Forever number 22 is worth a purchase. But I don't think it's worth a purchase for $3.99. But if you think otherwise, you can find the comic at Comixology, iTunes, on Amazon Kindle, or at your local retailer. Hey, thanks for watching! Are you wondering where I got this amazing pony art? Then click that top video to go watch Dr. Sora's latest speed paint. Or you can click that bottom one to go watch my last review. And don't be afraid to click that like button, leave a comment below so that I can improve the series in the future, or even subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date on all my latest videos. I'm Critical Analysis, signing out.